Episode 4. We are back. We just might get fired. Thankfully, nobody has been fired yet. So, does that mean
Don't
we
plan
not
on.
doing our job? We are.
I mean, we are doing our job.
We are
in a
doing our
good way.
job. All right, but anywho, I am the host. Mr. M. I got my man, Mr. Brown. Got Mr. McMillan. We
Yeah.
still got the principal in the building, so make sure you're on your best behavior, Mr. Morgan. Today's topic is experiences when dealing with parents. All right. I don't want to go first. So I'm gonna let Mr. McMillan pop this off. Tell us your best experience and your worst experience.
Well, first I'm gonna start off with worst. All right, and this was not me dealing with a parent face to face. This was just over the phone about their child. All right. So first of all, it's not even my child. Okay, I don't even teach this child. Okay, but
Wow.
I was in the hallway. We're supposed to be in the hallway when kids are going to class, and this was my passing period. So during our passing period, we stay in the hallway for like 10 minutes to make sure all the tardy kids can get into their class. So this time, it just happened to be the child that's always tardy for class. That's always in the hallway. That's always doing what he want to do. All right. And this was one of them days that I just didn't feel like taking it. All right. I didn't feel like taking the bull. Okay. So I seen him. The bell had already rung. He walked in. He just walked in there chilling, had his phone out, like he ran the building. I was like, oh, let's get to class. Let's get to class. That's what I did. I just kept on telling him, let's get to class. Let's get to class. You on my hallway. Get off my hallway. Let's get to class. And he just, I'm gonna go, man. He's just looking at me crazy. And stuff, and his homeboy is walking with him too. And then, but he keep on walking slow, like he not feeling what I'm saying. Like I'm not a teacher. So I just follow him. I follow him. I said, let's go to class. Let's go to class. And then he was like, man, get off me, man. And then he started throwing out this stuff like you skinny in a mug. Like I'm gonna get my my mama or my auntie to beat you up or something like that. He said something like that. I was like, okay, call it in. And I was just like, come on, get to class. I just kept following. And then he started calling his mama on the phone. I'm just steady telling the boy to get to class. You are not doing what you're supposed to do. Just go to class and I won't say nothing else to you. But he called his mama and put on speaker. So he called his mama and put on the speakerphone. And then his mama started giving me the business. Started cussing me out.
Now we see where it come from.
You can't talk to my effing son like this. You a teacher. You supposed to be a teacher. Like, ma'am, I'm telling the boy to just go to class. He not going to class. The bell has already rung. He late. Just go to class. All right. So that's happening. And then finally, an administrator comes up, and then she gets him, and she gets him to go to class easily. Probably just because it wasn't me, right?
Easily.
And then he was like, yeah. I was like, okay.
You gotta
all
eat
right,
your
but
vegetables, bro. Eat your Wheaties. He said you too little, bro.
I'm a skinny dude, okay. I'm a skinny dude. I don't have a problem with that. But don't try me like that though. All right, but that was my worst experience with a parent. My best experience with a parent, man, I've only been teaching 2 years. Usually good parents, they can take care of their child. They can say something to the child and then the child will not act up no more. The behavior will change. All right. That seldomly happens, but I like it when it do happen. So I called the parent about a child just sleeping in my class a lot. For some reason, she just likes to sleep a lot. She's a good child. She makes good grades. All right. She has a good attitude, but she just likes to sleep a lot in class. So I walk outside and I call the parent and she like put her on the phone. All right. And then she starts talking to her about her being asleep in the class. And then when she gets off the phone, she starts talking to me again. And then she was saying how how she sell baked goods and stuff. All right, so how she make a pound cake. She started throwing a
What?
plug in. Yeah, she just started throwing a plug in about her pound cake and stuff like that. It's like, I'm gonna make you a pound cake one day too. I was like, okay. All right. I was like, you make the Swiss cake rolls? The Swiss cake
Was
rolls
that
thing? Because I
the
like
pound
Swiss
cake
cake
or was
rolls.
that like the hay with like 3 or 4 wives?
Oh, nah, that wasn't that.
Oh, okay. Just had to be sure then. Just had to.
She
Mr.
was
Brown.
not trying.
I see you,
Nah,
Mr. Brown.
she was not trying to holler, man.
Oh,
But,
Visual aids.
but yeah, I just
I
thought
don't know, man. You know, people just don't
nah,
make pound cakes, man.
I mean,
nah, but she never made it. I think she was just saying it to
I
like
ain't
make
get a free pound
conversations
cake.
or whatever.
right on.
But yeah,
So
she
you didn't have any
understand.
more problems from that kid after that?
Nah, not really.
Yeah.
I mean,
See, that,
she had a little attitude.
be
She
a
had a little
parent,
attitude
man.
every now and then. But
They middle
her,
school, you expect it.
you can tell that her mama owned it though.
Okay.
But that's what I liked about it. It wasn't, but that was it though.
Cool.
I'm gonna actually go ahead and jump in next. I know.
You got it, brother. You got it.
Go ahead, Mr. Morgan.
I'm saying he didn't get the pound cake, honestly.
Why it's fresh on my mind. So I'll start out with the worst experience I've had with a parent, and this was actually when I was teaching. I started out teaching in middle school, so I was a business ed teacher, and I was coaching, and so I had this particular student in my class, and also on my team. Now, I want you to keep in mind that the mother never called me about his grades. Never called me about his grades.
They never do.
But she was always involved in his athletics. He played basketball for me. I also coached football. So, I was just a coach, So anyway, so this particular day we had a game, and he was ineligible to play because of his grades, but he sat on the bench. And really, probably wasn't really supposed to sit on the bench.
Nope.
But this was my first or second year, so I didn't know no better. So anyway, I think we're like in the third quarter. I'm coaching, and the gym is packed. Mind you, this is at a predominantly black school. I'm playing, or coaching at, and then I'm playing we're playing a predominantly black school. So anyway, gym is packed. She walks over from the stands behind the bench, and she asks me, "Why is my son in the game?"
Absolutely not.
And I'm coaching. So I ignored her, and I sent her son with her to the stands. So that was my worst experience. Again, she never asked about his grades, but was always involved in his athletics. And my best experience would probably be from this past year as an administrator. Most of the parents I come across, are involved for the most part. But this particular parent, his child was always in trouble. Always in trouble. If she wasn't in a fight, she was instigating a fight. Nowadays everything starts on social media. Mm-hmm. So I deal with Snapchat a lot.
Oh my God.
I hate it. So
children shouldn't have it.
Anyway, this child, again, stayed in trouble a lot. But this dad checked up on her every single day. If he wasn't at the school, he was calling me. And as an administrator, yeah, it gets a little annoying, but I appreciate it, because he was there and he was involved. And even through what's going on now, We're not in school. School has been canceled or suspended because of the COVID-19 situation. He still called me. He still called me. He still emailed me just to say thank you, Mr. Morgan, for being there and checking on her every day. So just a good dad.
Yeah. That's appreciated. That's appreciated, man. Because not enough. We don't get enough calls like those, to be honest. Because like you said, Snapchat. I think I've said it a few times before in other conversations. It feel like social media is raising our kids. The parents aren't having an effect as much as they should. It's more of what they find out on YouTube that they believe. But all right. So. My best experience is where I'll start, and this will come back, maybe in the second season a little bit as well. But so one of my best kids, man, I won't drop his name, but by this story he may know who it is. His mother, she was real deep in our PTA. Anytime we needed something, her and a few other mothers, real deep in our PTA. And so anytime if I needed some dry erase markers, I could tell tell him the next day he coming with him in his backpack for me, something. And so my best experience with this parent was I go and eat lunch with the kids, and I talked about this once before. As I was eating, I had the regular food from the cafeteria, but he was eating, a packed lunch. His mom packed it every day, and so I'm sitting there with him and I'm eating. And as I'm eating, he says, "Mr. M, what's your favorite?" I tell him my favorite lunch. And this was literally, I think maybe 2 weeks before Teacher Appreciation. And Teacher Appreciation Week come that first day. He brings my lunch, and it's everything I asked for to the T. And I was so overwhelmed that, for one, I got fooled by a 9-year-old. Two, that just her being a parent to this kid who was a great kid really took the time to make my lunch, to make sure that Teacher Appreciation Week was popped off on a good start, because it was the Monday when he did it. So that was probably hands down one of my best. Like it's top 3 for sure.
That's the elementary love.
You're right. Yeah, elementary love is amazing on Teacher Appreciation Week, man. Like it's unmatched. But my worst.
They don't do that at the high school level.
Yeah, we don't get none of that.
In middle school.
What week is it? We know what week it is.
And y'all got experienced that at least once. It's like going to Vegas for that week, dude. I had to take things home in like 2 or 3 trips because it was so much stuff. No bluff. But my worst experience with a parent was this year. I had got a new student. And so when kids are new, they try to feel you out, especially in middle school. They want to know if they can get away with. So this student, he comes to the class, and he wasn't a chatty patty at first until he met a buddy. And before that, he was pretty quiet. He didn't participate much, and I understood. Middle school kids, their image is the most important thing to them at that point. So I let it roll the first couple of days, but we get to maybe the next week, and by this time, I have given him the rundown of my expectations. I've kind of let him do some activities with different students in the class, so I can kind of fill out where to not sit him. I let them choose where they want to sit, so I know where to not sit you in my classroom. And so I figured out where to not sit him, but still get enough work out of him, And so he comes in and he doesn't have my assignment. And me, I'm calling parents. Why did you not? What's the problem? We need to figure this out. And so I call his dad. I get his dad on the phone. His dad goes off on me for calling him for his son not doing the work. Mm-hmm. And it caught me off guard because the kid was in my class that day. He was just having a bad day. I couldn't get him to stop talking. He just had no intentions on completing the assignments in class that day. So that's 2 strikes. One, you didn't finish the work that was due before you came in here. I'm not going to call it the H word because we're not supposed to be given that, but, and then you get in here and you just talk and don't want to complete the work. So I'm like, oh, no. So during the middle of my lesson, he's still talking. I'm still teaching on my screen or whatever, and I pull out my phone And I'm going through and I'm pulling up his dad's number. And I call his dad's number, and his dad answered the phone, and I explained to him who I am. And I said, I just if you could today, could you have a talk with your son? He's having a rough day in my room today. Not being himself. He's not really cooperating, doing anything today. Swear to God. Dad goes, well, man, he a 504 kid, man. So and I said, why you yelling, sir? I'm just trying to have a conversation with you, just give you a little feedback about your son. Well, nah, man, you called me with this, man, and he a new student. He just got there. I said, sir, I'm aware of when he enrolled. He's my student. I saw when he got here. But I'm just asking you to, have a word with him tonight when he gets in. Maybe something is bothering him. I don't know, man. I see you calling me about this. And I said, all right, you have a great day, sir. Blew my mind. I left it at that. I said, man, I can't. I couldn't win with the kid. And it sometimes comes to those days where you got to pick and choose those battles. And I had to find another way to just, you're going to do something in this room. And I got some things out of them. It was a little tough, but I did get some things out of them. Mr. Brown, what you got for us? Best and worst experience.
I got a best and worst. My worst is pretty general because I had this happen. It's actually been this year. But it was in
the water this year, man. I think everybody can agree. It was in the cafeteria food or something. No,
like I'm not lying to y'all. We had parent-teacher conferences the first 6 weeks, and like even our principal was like, "We're probably gonna stop these," because they were just repeated. Like, because what we try and do is we don't want it to be a me against the kid thing, right? So what they'll usually do is have another teacher from the grade level come in, and they'll either say, "Oh well, my class he's pretty good," or my class is the same, right? So we have this, so you at least get this dichotomy. And so if it's like, oh, he's the same in both classes, okay, mom, what we're gonna do is like, okay, well, you're doing good things in this teacher's class. Can we be more like that in Mr. Brown's class, right? Like, they try and make it to where it's not me just talking about the kid all day, or any teacher just talking about the kid for 15, 20 minutes. And I'm not lying to you. Like, and I didn't even call these parent-teacher conferences. The first 5 I was a part of this year, I was just there as, the second or the third teacher, right? Just come in, and I'm not lying. Like one day I stayed late. I found someone to pick my son up for this. And I stayed late in back-to-back parent-teacher conferences. So we was in one conference room, we went to another room. And literally within 5 minutes of the conference, both moms hit them. What we not going to do is talk about I'm like, I close my computer. I put my notepad down because we're already at the point where communication is dead. You have killed this conversation. There's nothing to talk about. I'm looking at the principal like, why are we still in here? Tell her she's right. Tell her to take her kid with her, and we'll come up with a plan without them because they're not here to plan with us. She here to defend her kid. We ain't even told her what the kid did. We just opened up and said, hey, we got some concerns about your kid. But what we're not going to do, we hadn't even told you the concern yet. We had concerns. What if the concern was we scared your kid can't read? Is it something that we need to know? Like, no, you just thinking we finna sit here and dog your kid, and like 2 back-to-back moms hit that. I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm good. And at least in the other 3, the parent waited and then wanted to go to DEFCON 3, but in the first 5 minutes, if you're already there, we're done. And those children we had to work on, and it's been something. But what I will say is we had one of these kids, we had a meeting second 6 weeks. So the kid kind of made it 6 weeks. He's a freshman. We were kind of like letting the freshmen fill it out. So we as a freshman team said, hey, for the first 6 weeks, we're just going to work with them. We're going to try and smooth some of these edges. They're coming from different middle schools. They have different norms. We need to kind of figure out what's going on. Well, my man's wasn't doing too good in the second 6 weeks. He was tripping. He was tripping. So, everyone's, I don't have the number for parents. I don't have a number. We had bad numbers for him. I said, cool. So I tricked him into it. I was like, all right, I sent home a syllabus and it had a QR code on it. And I said, you get a free 100 if your parent scans the QR code with their phone. So my QR code had pulled numbers. When they say, oh, y'all don't have a number for such and such, oh, I got numbers. Hold on, boom, pull up the Google form, blah, blah, blah. Oh, there it is, number right here. text his dad, say, hey man, you know, it's the middle of 7th period. No, I wouldn't say period. I sent it to the teacher he had. It was around 3rd or 4th period. She shot the text on her off period, which I think was 4th. And she was like, hey, you know, Mr. Such and Such, you know, your son's just having a little bit of a time adjusting. And when's a good time we can meet? Text message back. I'll be there in 15 minutes.
That way.
So she sent it in like, we have, you know, we use Remind, right? So she made like this little tiny Remind with the stakeholders, as we call them, right? Stakeholders, the parents, and then the teachers. So we all see this happen at once, like all our phones bling. I said, oh, 15 minutes? What you mean you gonna be here in 15 minutes? So now I'm over here like, I want to pull a power school and see how close they live. Like, is he speeding here or is he like just pulling up from the crib? My man's was there in 20 minutes with his wife. I was like, oh. So they came in, they're like, no. We don't want to talk to y'all right now. Where he at?
Oh, talk about
He in such and such class. Cool. They went and sat in the class. This fool sitting in the middle of class don't know his parents standing at the door. This Negro say something. His dad didn't even say a whole word. He said half his first name. He stopped. He turned. And he was like, you can go ahead and roll. Can I have him? Teacher was like, who are you? I'm his dad. Oh, you can have him. That's yours. I don't have. Yikes. My man's. Man, Stay said, can we take him home? And then can we meet y'all before school tomorrow? And we gonna have a plan for y'all. Huh? Well, no, we can sit and talk. We don't need to talk. This one ours.
Oh.
We gonna have a plan for him. We just need y'all. We just need to give it to y'all tomorrow. What time y'all clock in? 8:30. We'll be here at 8:15.
We are not babysitters, bro.
He was at the time clock with him. He said, hey to everybody at the time. Good morning, Mr. Brown. What's up? How you doing, man? I'm all right. No, you're not. You've been getting rolled since I seen you yesterday. You know what I'm saying? They sat down in that conference. Wasn't no parent-teacher conference. They sat down and said, this is what his grade is going to be in this class, this class, this class. This is his tutoring schedule. Does this work for y'all? We looked at all you guys' syllabi. These are the days you give tutoring. He's going to be in each of your tutorings. He's here Monday through Friday for tutoring after school. He'll be here in the morning if you want him. He's not to eat lunch with anybody. He is this, and they put it in writing and made him sign it in front of us.
That's an IEP right there.
My man's was a different dude in 2 weeks. Was a whole different man. And this dude stay in my remind. He stay texting me.
God bless those parents.
And it's to the point now, like we went to the parents and say, can you give him some of his privileges back? It's the end of school.
No, ain't no letting up now.
He's still at that level.
What you really capable of doing? Ain't no letting up now. No.
Oh, I'm talking about grinding that. I was like,
why they can't be 60%?
Do this with some other kids?
Oh yeah, if we had
I just be trying to do
60%.
stuff. He was like, nah, bro, I like being alive, dog. I don't have time for that. And his dad still pops up. Still.
Clutch, man.
I pull up.
He'll go far in life. You know, he'll go farther than others.
His dad don't even have to sign it. He walk in and he sign it. Don't nobody check him. Like, how you doing, Mr. Such Such? You coming in? Okay. All right. That dude. What is the best thing?
No games. That's good.
It's gonna be the best
But
thing.
one thing I forgot to tell y'all too, man, on the incident that kind of happened was we got a parent tell us from 8 to 4 he y'all problem. No bluff. Told us from 8 to 4 he y'all problem. I'll deal with him when he get home. Blew everybody mind.
Yeah.
What?
That's crazy.
But all right, man, we got to get out of here once again. Didn't get a chance to get to those emails, but it is cool. I am Mr. M, Mr. Brown, Mr. McMillan. Thank you again, Mr. Morgan, for popping through with us. We just might get fired, but we did not get fired today. All right, y'all have a good evening. See you on the next one.
Yes, sir.